Next, we'll be doing the Protoss Campaign, which picks off right after the Zerg Campaign. The Zerg Overmind has succeeded in invading the Protoss homeworld of Ire and has embedded itself into the crust of the planet. Now, as the agents of the sinister Overmind spread chaos and destruction across the face of Ire, the stalwart Protoss defenders prepare themselves for the oncoming onslaught. First strike. Whoa, it's so yellow.
Doom, Executor. I am Judicator Aldaris. I have been sent by the Conclave to serve and counsel you. The former Executor, Tassadar, was commanded to halt the Zerg progress in the Terran sector by burning the infested human worlds. Unfortunately, he disregarded his orders and attempted to destroy the Zerg while sparing the Terrans from the flame. Clearly, Tassadar has failed us. You must not. The Conclave has dictated that our first priority is to strengthen our defenses. You must reinforce our outpost in Antioch and make certain that the province does not fall to the Zerg. Your old comrade, Praetor Phoenix, will meet you there and assist you in this endeavor.
Alright, the Protoss are like a super highly advanced, like, psionic race. The first mission starts off pretty easy. Just meet Phoenix at Antioch. We're going to destroy the Zerg base. Phoenix must survive. Phoenix is our hero. Alright, Antioch's right here. Should I head over there? These are Zealots. They're the basic Protoss unit. You'll notice they have 160 health, which is ridiculous compared to, like, Marines. Marines have 40 health. Zerglings have 35 health. Zealots have 160 health. That's because Protoss units are extremely powerful and extremely expensive. That's what makes them special. You'll notice the 160 health is split between shields and health. So Zealots have 60 shields. Protoss shields regenerate outside combat. Actually, no, I think they just regenerate all the time. Slowly, kind of like how Zerg heal. But Protoss units, the shield part regenerates, the health part does not. These are Dragoons. They're like Hydralisks. They're like slow Hydralisks. Dragoons are also notoriously known for being extremely bad at coming up and down ramps. Zealots only hit ground units. Dragoons can hit both. Zealots are like your bread and butter. When we played the Zerg campaign, we used, like, you know, swarms of Zerglings and Hydras to win. When you play Protoss, you do not swarm. I think like 10 Zealots and like 10 Dragoons can probably just kill like everything. They're super powerful. Against Zerglings, you really want your Zealots up front. You want your Dragoons in the back dealing damage. Dragoons get surrounded and killed very easily. So that's why I make sure I micro my Dragoons away from the Zerglings. So the Zealot right now, he took some damage. His shields are generating. See that? Where's Zergling going? Oh, not important. Not gonna chase him. Alright, so we're gonna head down to Antioch. Try to lose a Zealot if I can help it. Nice. Nice. Alright, here's Phoenix.
Executor and Raderoden, it is good to see you once more upon the field of battle.
And Raderoden.
All of our probes were lost in the last Zerg attack, and we had no resources with which to replace them.
Oh, good thing I brought resources. Right, so much like every other game, the Protoss plays a little bit more like Terran than Zerg. You build units out of your gateways. These are like your barracks. You build your basic like Protoss units out of them. The fort is like your evolution chamber. It's got all the ground upgrades here. The Nexus is your command center. Builds probes. Let's see how powerful Phoenix is.
Construct photon cannons here for defense, but without probes we could not do so.
We got a Phoenix. Photon cannons. You saw them in the Zerg campaign. They're just like they just cannons. They just defend the base. That's all. All right. So Zealot has 100 health, 60 shields. Phoenix has 240 health, 240 shields. Zealots do 16 damage. Phoenix does 40 damage. Which means Phoenix can one-shot Zerglings. Alright, probes, that's mine. After playing Zerg, it's gonna feel so slow having to freaking build like one probe at a time, as opposed to just like, oh, 3 drones, let's go. My pylons are like supply depots for Protoss. They generate supply. But notice when I try to build a building with Protoss, there's a blue area. Protoss buildings must be placed within the pylon's power. If the pylon is destroyed, all the buildings in the power grid lose power and they don't function. So you absolutely need to have power for your Protoss buildings. Another thing is, unlike Terran, Protoss probes do not have to build the building. They just anchor it, start warping it in, and they can go do something else. So for example, this gateway is unpowered right now. It doesn't have a pylon nearby. We can build a pylon next to it, and you see the probe can do something else. So this building just finishes warping in by itself. Super useful. That means you can use one probe to just build all the buildings. So that's like the opposite of Zerg. One probe can build every building, as opposed to like one drone needs to build every building and you lose the drone. Alright, this is the gateway. This is where we build Zealots from and Dragoons. Zealots cost 100 minerals. So for the price of 1 Zealot at Zerg, you can get 4 Zerglings, because it's you get 2 Zerglings per egg of Zerglings. 4 is where you get upgrades. Let's go ahead and get our weapons upgrade early. Let's keep getting more probes. Protoss Nexuses are really expensive. They're 400 minerals, so you really can't afford to like... You know, as Zerg, I would just build extra hatcheries because every hatchery is a production building, so you want more hatcheries. But as Protoss, you really want to... When you expand, you can't just build Nexuses everywhere. It's really expensive. Let's get the Zealot out. Need more probes. It's so slow probing up as any race but Zerg. As Zerg, once you have like 3 hatcheries and you expand to a new location, you just have all 3 hatcheries build 3 drones, and that's 9 drones instantly. And then you have like a saturated mineral patch like pretty much immediately. No such thing as Protoss when you do that. Alright, there's another Zealot. I'm gonna go ahead and get another pylon. Let's get it right here. You want to give good coverage to your base when it comes to pylon power. To build Dragoons, you need a cybernetics core, which is kind of like your it's your tech building that techs into the more advanced buildings. It also allows you to do air upgrades later on. Phoenix, don't run off on your own again. I don't want you to die. Some more probes. Do I want photon cannons? I don't really want photon cannons. I am going to get another gateway though. It's back to the Terran method. If you want to pump more units, you got to pump more gateways. So at least 3 gateways, I think. And then let's go and start getting gas as well. And we have enough probes mining. This looks pretty good. Let's start our gas intake. Now the Zerg base is mostly up here in this area, so we're gonna just go attack them when we have a decent amount of Zealots and Dragoons. Alright, this will be our Dragoon gateway. Oh, also another thing as Protoss, you need a lot of pylons. The basic Zealot costs 2 supply and Dragoons cost 2 supply. So you really need to be building pylons as you play, because Protoss units are not only mineral and gas expensive, but they're also very supply intensive. So if you think this way, 1 pylon is only enough, it only provides enough supply to build 4 Zealots. I'm just gonna get a pylon right here.
What would you ask of me?
Alright, we have 6 Dragoons now. Let's get another Dragoon. Let's get another Zealot. Let's get another pylon. It's pretty much just non-stop pylon placement. Let's get a pylon right here. Let's get armor. So Protoss armor reduce the damage Protoss units take to their health, whereas Protoss plasma shield armor reduces damage they take to their shields. So that's why we have all these different upgrades for the Protoss ground units. Let's get a Dragoon here. And once I have 12 Zealots, I have 12 Zealots and get 12 Dragoons, then I'm good to go. 12 Zealots. I cancel that Dragoon. Or that cancels that Zealot, so I can get more Dragoons. I need 2 more Dragoons after this, so I'm done. Let's get another Dragoon out of here. Let's get another Dragoon out of here. So I can build a Zealot for defense or something.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, Dragoon range is done. That's very useful.
What would you ask of me? Executor, I am needed.
Yeah, you'll see the power of 12 Zealots and 12 Dragoons right here. They're just gonna annihilate this Zerg base. It won't even be close.
You have not enough minerals.
Alright, here we go. The Zerg base is right up this hill, I think.
Your command.
The only problem is Dragoons can't get up ramps, so it'll be a extremely terrible
Executor, immediately.
transition to get these guys up the ramp.
What would you ask of me? My life for hire.
Sunken Phoenix tank. Phoenix tank.
Your command. What would you ask of me?
Oh, expansion up here. Nice.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Die. Get wrecked. You gonna drop something, or are you just gonna troll? 4 Zealots can crush Hydras.
My life for hire. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Not enough.
Easy peasy. Zealots make great frontline units while Dragoons sit in the back and just like rain death. Easy peasy again. It's nice to get revenge back on the Zerg.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Send these guys up too. Protoss plasma shield upgrades are really expensive because it affects all Protoss units, not just ground units. So it costs 200 gas and 200 minerals to get it.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
There we go, let's get that. There you go. Easy.
We two have marched across hundreds of worlds together. I never imagined that we would be fighting on Ire. The Zerg are indeed worthy foes.
Yes, they are, Phoenix. Alright, that's the first mission done. 12 minutes. Alright, cool. I'm gonna take a break right here. And then I think I'll record more tomorrow, and we'll get a little bit further in the Protoss campaign. I don't think we'll finish it, but we'll do our best to get as far as we can. So be right back. Be right back. I'm gonna take a little short break.